For those of you that don't know, I'm Maggie, and today I wanted to share a little bit about who I follow on Instagram, who I follow on YouTube, in case you've been in a rut. Now, I'm also including some of my favorite podcasts. This is just generally a video about my favorite creators. Without further ado, let me just go ahead and dive into this, and I've kind of divided it up by category. So first I'm going to start with bloggers and Instagram accounts that I like. And so the first one is The Defined Dish, and have I beat a dead horse on this? Probably. Alex Snodgrass is her name, and she recently came out with her own cookbook called The Defined Dish Cookbook. She's a healthier, self-made kind of chef. I don't think that she would ever call herself a chef, but I think that she's a wonderful recipe creator. She is Whole30 endorsed. If you're into Whole30, she is such a great person to go to. Now, she has a ton of free recipes on her blog, which is how she got started. So that's primarily what I was cooking from for like months and months. I would say the latter half of 2019, I made almost exclusively all Defined Dish recipes. But also I love following her on Instagram because she's just real about her life. You know, she has 2 adorable children. She has a really awesome husband. They live in Dallas, and so I think that I can kind of relate to her because I like recognize where she's going, and it just seems a little bit more personal to me, I guess. I can't say enough good things about her. If you've been in a rut with recipes, or maybe you just can't figure out how to really make that switch to getting a little bit healthier this year, she creates meals that are extremely healthy and extremely satisfying. She's adorable, she's fit, she's a mom, like she just relates to so many different people. I actually recently attended her first stop on her book tour here in Dallas. It was awesome. We got to meet her, we got to meet her kids, she signed the books. If you're interested in some new meal inspiration for the new year, check her out. It's called The Defined Dish. The next one I want to mention is somebody that I'm so proud of. Her name is Premo, and we went to college together. She's actually a few years younger than me. She has done such a fabulous job building her subscriber base as a fashion blogger. Now, the reason that I love to follow her, especially for fashion, is that we're about the same height. She's a little bit shorter than me, I think, if I remember correctly. And so she is always talking about ways to make things petite friendly. She's always talking about really awesome boho styles of clothing. And while I wouldn't necessarily describe my style as boho, as I sit here in a black turtleneck, I really am drawn to that style. I like things super casual and flowy and comfortable. I like to integrate a lot of color. Again, this outfit is not showing any of that, but she's a really great go-to person. I feel like her whole wardrobe is fit for summertime, but she can somehow make it fit the seasons. I don't know how to describe it. She's young, she's married, she's pregnant with her first child, and they have these 2 adorable dogs. One is an Old English sheepdog, one is a golden doodle. Her mom is actually Carrie Underwood's hair and makeup artist. If you just want a very positive, kind, warm-spirited fashion blogger that seems to still be really in touch with real life, I think that you would really enjoy following her. Sticking with that same vein, I also love following Wang. She's a petite fashion blogger, and she just recently had her first baby named Nori, and she is adorable. And she also has this extremely good-looking husband who sometimes does these guest appearances on her blog. And Brian absolutely loves him and his taste. They have the very same style. And so Brian actually purchased a couple of jacket recommendations and different things here and there that he recommended this past Christmas season. So both of us are kind of into them. I think that she does such a great job of finding really affordable petite clothing. She shops a lot at places like Loft and Express, just kind of like bigger box stores to where it's accessible to a lot of people, which I really, really appreciate. She will also keep track of sales. So if she had something that she recommended that she really loved, she'll pop back on with a post in her Instagram story or on her feed that's like, hey, remember that jacket I featured a couple months ago? It's now 60% off on Ann Taylor. Go get it now. And I really, really like that. In contrast, Hunter has definitely more expensive taste. She shops from a little bit more expensive brands, and she shops at a lot of boutiques. So some of the stuff that she recommends is a little bit hard to get, and I would say that Jean recommends a lot of things that are a lot more accessible. So again, just another petite fashion blogger. She has a lot more classic style, where Hunter's a lot more boho. I would say that my closet reflects Jean's style a lot more than Hunter's, but I kind of wish that it reflected Hunter's a little bit more, if that makes sense. Okay, and then some other accounts that don't require much explanation. I really love following Costco Does It Again and Target Does It Again. And if I'm not mistaken, they're both run by the same people. And it's genius. I cannot believe that I did not think of this idea first. I feel like I could be making millions on Instagram because I love just going into stores and seeing what they have. And that's exactly what these people do. They go into Costco or they go into Target. They try on clothes. They take pictures of really cute things. They take pictures of the new home displays. They just kind of let you know what's in Target stores right now, what's in some Costco stores. And I'll say that the Target account's a lot more reliable because Target seems to carry consistent inventory at all locations, but Costco Does It Again is a little bit less reliable because Costco carries things very like regionally, so you can't always get what they're advertising, but it's still a super great account. I love going to Costco and I just love seeing what cool things they have, especially in like the beauty realm or like with new shampoos or new toothpaste or new deodorants. They switch up their inventory all the time, so it's an awesome account to have at your fingertips just to see if maybe some of your favorites are available at lower prices and bulk sizing. So I don't know, they're just so simple. I'm just so mad I didn't think of it first. Next up, YouTube. And I have been following the same people for years and years and years, and it is truly so hard for me to adopt new people into my subscription feed. I know. I'm like asking you to subscribe all the time, and I'm so thankful. I just hit 16,000 subscribers. So 16,000 of you added me to your subscription feed, and I should be a lot more generous with that. I get it. But I just have people that I fall in love with, and I love watching people on YouTube that I feel like I know and that I feel like are my best friends. I don't know, that's why I feel like I'm getting updates on their life. I feel like I'm really going on these adventures with them, and I'm just really connecting with them. Now, let me just stop talking about it and tell you who they are. So first up is the Bucket List family. I had heard of them for a long time, and I had been watching YouTube for a long time, and it took like 2 years ago, finally one of my friends was like, Maggie, why are you not following them? That is so dumb. They are right in your wheelhouse, and they are exactly right. So this is a family of 5 that a couple of years ago just sold everything that they had and decided that they wanted to travel the world with their family. And of course, as a lot of like travel vloggers do, they thought it was going to be for a short time, and it ended up turning into this like lifelong adventure so far. The mom and dad are adorable. They're not too much older than I am, which makes me be like, oh gosh, I need to get a move on with my life. But they have 3 adorable kids, Dorothy, Manila, and Callahan. They live in Hawaii. They have 3 pillars to their channel, which is why I adore them so much, and they bring so much positivity to social media. And their 3 pillars, I think, are family, travel, and service. And that's kind of the mentality that they have the entire time they're on the road. So different countries that they're visiting, it's not just for them to enjoy and to vacation, but they're also doing service projects and meeting locals and interacting with them and truly experiencing the places that they're going. And I feel like that is just wonderful education for children, to be so open-minded, to see so many people that are different from them, to go to places and eat food that's different. It just makes you a little bit more flexible, a little bit more adaptable, and I really hope that I have the courage one day to travel with kids. Maybe not full-time. I just really want them to have that experience because that is something that my parents afforded me. I think that it really did a lot for my upbringing and how I think and everything like that. So, love the Bucket List family. Okay, along the same lines as travel, I wanted to mention Kara and Nate. So I kind of found their channel by happenstance. One year, Brian and I were like, we're gonna go on a cruise. We've never been on a cruise. So I was doing a lot of research on YouTube, and I ran across a video of theirs that was titled A Repositioning Cruise. And I had never heard of that, and so I clicked on it, and I just started like really connecting with their personalities, and then just started following them. They posted a video about this Vespa tour that they were hosting in Italy. And I can't remember the exact timing on how all of this went down, but I just know the tour was completely full until a couple of months beforehand. They had a couple of people drop out, and they posted about it on their Instagram, and I was walking into a spin class. I remember this specifically, and I was like, should I call Brian? It was right in the middle of his busy season, and I knew he was still at work. It'll be fine. I'm just gonna let it go. And so I did my spin class. I came back out, and it was plaguing my mind because I was like, wait, we can go on this Vespa tour with them. That would be amazing. And it happened to line up with a week that we have off of work during the 4th of July. How amazing would this be? Long story short, we end up getting on the Vespa tour. We go to Italy with Kara and Nate and meet some of the most wonderful people we've ever come in contact with in our lives. That's how we met some of our very best friends, Ashley Ashley and Jordan that we came to find out live in the same apartment complex as we do in Dallas, and we met in a small town in Italy. Jerome, he has his own YouTube channel. He's hilarious. This is the most long and drawn out explanation. I just had to let you know the connection that we have with them and why I'm so invested in their videos. They've just recently reached 100 countries that they've traveled to and hit 1 million subscribers all at the same time. It was a huge deal, and their content is so good, like cinematic quality in my opinion. They're just so talented when it comes to filming. Kara is so talented when it comes to editing, and I think that you would really love traveling along with them. They're high-spirited, they're positive travelers, but they give you the honest truth about different places that they go. So if you're really into travel and you really want to experience, you know, what they've seen over the 100 countries that they visited, I highly recommend that you subscribe. All right, moving on. There's so many more that I need to mention. This will come as no shock to any of you if you've been following me for any period of time, and that is Jessica Braun. She's kind of in like the throes of rebranding her channel, so now her Instagram handle is It's Jessica Braun. She's trying to get rid of the Jam Beauty 89 because she's trying to flip to more of a lifestyle channel, but she does do a ton of beauty related videos. She's provided some of the best recommendations of some of my favorite products that I use, but I also just like that she is a full-time YouTuber and you would never know it. She's still so in touch with reality. She's wanting to live a more minimalistic life. I so relate to that. I have really been battling, like, I love doing product reviews and I love buying things and telling you how they are, but I also want to provide some more value on this platform, which is why, because I'm a CPA, I want to provide some finance advice. Like, my parents gave me wonderful finance advice and I'd love to expand into that realm, and I need to just not be afraid to do content that interests me and that I feel like is benefiting other people that are watching. And so she feels like a friend. I feel like I know her and her husband. I have used her husband as a travel agent to go to Disney World one time, actually. I don't know, they're just real people. They're goofy, they show their flaws. She's hysterical, she's self-deprecating, but in the best way. She's just not afraid to make fun of herself. If you just want somebody that's really real to connect with on the internet, I highly encourage you to go watch her channel if you're interested in beauty and lifestyle content. I don't follow a whole lot of beauty accounts, just her and Emily Noel. And Emily Noel is like my YouTube mama. She has these 2 adorable kids, no, 3. She just had her 3rd baby. 3 adorable kids, the most supportive husband of her interest in beauty and the beauty realm. He does these unboxings with her that are hilarious. She's just, again, such a positive force. I do not follow any dramatic YouTube channels. I turn to that platform to be uplifting and to be encouraging and to show me that the world is good. Do you know what I mean? She's pretty much fully focused on beauty and she does no sponsored post. She just talks about what she wants to talk about, and while some of the stuff that she features is sent to her in PR, she buys a lot of what she's reviewing. She does really wonderful descriptions of products and how they apply. She's very talented with words and trying to get points across through her videos. She's just a normal human. I just like normal humans. Is that coming across? I feel like there's a theme here. Which leads me to the Tim Tracker. Now, the Tim Tracker is actually 2 different people. It started out as Tim, and he just decided one day, a decade ago, they've been on YouTube for like 10 years, that he wanted to vlog every day and upload it to YouTube. And Jen, his wife, was like, what? That is the strangest thing. And then now she has just fully embraced it. It has been their life for a decade now. Pretty much how they work is they update you on all things going on in Orlando. So that happens to be Disney, that happens to be Universal, they even go to SeaWorld, they go to the Children's Museum. They upload a video every single day, but I primarily use them as a great resource to see updates going on at Disney World. I'm a huge Disney fan. My family grew up going a lot when I was younger, and I've continued to go in my adult life. I know Disney is not for everybody, but it is definitely for me. And so Tim will go into the parks and he'll show you construction updates on major rides that are coming, or new entrances, or the new bus system, doing resort tours and stuff. So if you're a big Disney buff and you want to follow some of the nicest, funniest, goofiest people, follow them. I think that they're hilarious and they love each other so much. And I know you're like, you don't know. They're just posting on social media. Yeah, but they're posting every single day. Like, you see them through ups and downs. They are so supportive of one another, and they just recently had their first baby after years and years of thinking that it wasn't possible for them to have kids. And to watch them grow and to become parents and support each other and work together and like encourage each other through that is just, they are just good people. But if you have any other suggestions for me based on my interest of like travel, really authentic people, product reviews, or like Disney updates or anything, I follow a couple of other channels infrequently, but these are the ones that I like never miss a video. So if you have suggestions for me, please leave them in the comments below. Same with Instagram, same with the podcast I'm about to mention. Podcasts. I will say I probably really invested my time in podcasts starting in 2018. Through then, I'm so picky about what podcast I listen to. And there's some that go in and out of rotation, but there's some that have just endured over the past couple of years. And the first one that I want to chat with you about is Armchair Expert. This is run by Dax Shepard. He is one of those people that like don't judge a book by its cover. He seems really disheveled. He seems like just this crazy guy. He's very outspoken about his previous addiction issues and how he's been sober for so many years. And through all of that, through all of the counseling that he's gone through AA, he's learned so much. He's just an extremely insightful, curious, open-minded person that would surprise you. He's married to Kristen Bell, in case you're unfamiliar with him and my description still doesn't make sense. He has a series where he interviews celebrities and the conversations take crazy twists and turns. So no episode is like the other, but they have a whole segment called the Fact Check with Monica Padman. So she will take the interview, she'll re-listen to it, and she will go and look up facts. So if Dax said something like, oh, in 1965 this thing happened, she would go fact check that and come back and be like, actually Dax, it was 1967. And I think it's so smart. It's just in the spirit of CYA. If you know what that means, you get it. If you don't, look it up, because I don't say bad words on my channel. In this world of social media, people are so quick to correct. I just think it was so smart of them to have a very informative section, also help ward off people that just have to have the last word. Do you know what I mean? Outside of just interviewing celebrities, they also have a series called Experts on Experts. So I've listened to fascinating conversations with like a neurosurgeon, with somebody who specializes in gut health and the digestive system and how that's tied to our brain. I've learned so much from that podcast, and he's funny and he's irreverent, and Monica chimes in and they kind of like jab at each other, and it's just such a pleasant thing to listen to while also learning a ton. One that's relatively new to me is Office Ladies. Now, this is new because it just came out, and this is Jenna Fischer and Angela Kinsey, aka Pam and Angela from The Office. They are going back through every episode of the American version of The Office. They're watching it, and then they're giving you behind the scenes information about every single episode. And if you're a huge Office buff like I am, then you would totally be into this. Sometimes they're a little goofy and their banter can be a little, like they're still trying to find their footing. I've learned so much. I've laughed. They also do a good job of recapping the episode if you're not watching along with them. So if you're a huge Office fan, definitely recommend The Office Ladies. And last but not least, How I Built This. This is one of those podcasts that just fuels like the entrepreneurial side of me. I don't know, it just really appeals to me to be my own boss and to be self-made, and I love my job and I love what I do, but I do love having this side hustle and something that I am in complete control over. And How I Built This is a podcast all about people who founded their own businesses, and they're super well-known people that they're interviewing. So like the founders of Method, the founders of Larabar, the founder of Lululemon, the founder of SoulCycle. They go through all of these different companies and they interview the people that really started them and how it came to be and the troubles that they ran into. And there's a lot of things that go along with starting your own business and how it affected the relationships with people in their life when they decided to go on this venture. And it's just so interesting to learn how these super well-known, like household name brands came into being. If you are interested in things like that, I think that you would really, really enjoy How I Built This. It's an NPR podcast and Guy Raz is the host, and he has a good podcast voice. Hopefully this helped you get to know me a little bit better, introduce you to some fresh new content that you could introduce to your Instagram feeds or your YouTube subscriptions, or maybe even your list of podcasts in your phone. Again, if you have suggestions for me, I'm always open to trying new things. I want to get better about expanding who I watch and who I kind of welcome into my little entertainment community this year. So I'd love to hear your suggestions. Please leave them in the comments below. And if you like this video, then like it. Stick around, subscribe, join the community, and I'll see you in my next one.